It's May 19th. This is the 2-minute drill. We're going to start with the AFC East. Guys, which team is going to win the AFC East? Steve, we'll start with you.
It's only a question because Tom Brady has moved on. He's no longer in the division, which I do think for the first time in 20 years opens it up. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. I may regret doubting Bill Belichick here, but the Bills have one of the best wide receiver cores in the NFL and a coverage unit that is ranked in the top 10 for the last 3 years. Love what they've done on defense for multiple years now, and they finally have weapons. Despite Josh Allen and his inaccuracy, they're going to be able to put points on the board with that trio of awesome wide receivers.
See, Steve, I'm taking the Buffalo Bills, even if Tom Brady was still the quarterback with the New England Patriots. That's right, because let's face it, the Bills have been nipping at their heels for the last couple of years. The Buffalo Bills have made the postseason in 2 of the last 3 years since Sean McDermott has come over to help build what I believe is one of the most talented secondaries in the NFL. They play pass coverage first. They rank 4th overall in our PFF rankings as a secondary 1 season ago. And now they have all the weapons to go around Josh Allen. And so Josh Allen, it doesn't get any better than this. It's finally the time for the Bills to beat the Patriots. They haven't beat the Patriots in the last 7 games. So it's been 4 years since they've taken them down. I think this year is it.
You know, I think the Bills should be the favorite, but I'm going to go with the team that isn't getting enough recognition. And that's a team that I think has the two best quarterbacks in this division, and that's the Miami Dolphins. Josh Allen, 26% of his throws last year were deemed uncatchable. That's the highest rate in the entire league. You can't win if you can't complete passes. So I do think he could get better, but he's still got a long way to go. Tua or Ryan Fitzpatrick, either one of those guys to me are the best quarterback in the division. Quarterbacks are what win games. Remember, the Dolphins, without Byron Jones, beat the Patriots in a must-win game last year at the end of the season. They're not nearly as bad of a team as the one that started out last year. Brian Flores has done a great job. They had 2 of the best corners in the league. Devontae Parker's very good. I'm excited about what the Dolphins can do.
Love what the Dolphins have done in that secondary, but they might be just 1 year away.
I'm always a year early. That's how it happens.
A little early. All right, let's go to the AFC North and the Baltimore Ravens, a team that won 14 games last year. They have the reigning MVP in Lamar Jackson, but are they overrated? 11.5 wins, that's the over-under. Solly, what do you think?
Steve, I don't think they're overrated. First of all, remember, this is a team that was dominant last year in terms of having the most efficient offense of any team in the National Football League. And they converted, 76% of their 4th down opportunities. That's 10% better than any other team in the league. They hit a sweet spot. There's no doubt about it. But let's face it, in the AFC, it's not as deep as the NFC side of the ledger is. So, no, I don't think they're overrated. I still think they're one of the best teams on the AFC side. If we were talking about mixing them in with the NFC teams, then I think we can have that conversation.
They're overrated in the sense that 11.5 is the same win total that the Chiefs have. But the Chiefs have, by far, the best quarterback in the NFL. Lamar is great. He's not Patrick Mahomes. For the Ravens to win 12-plus games this year, they have to have that same kind of good luck that they had last year. You talk about 4th downs. You just have to get those opportunities. They also didn't have a lot of fumbling issues, which is something that if you're going to run with your quarterback, be prepared for that to regress. They can be a very good team and win 10, 11 games this year. Everyone is going to be coming for them every time they play the Ravens. Ben Roethlisberger is back. That division is a little bit harder. So to me, the public is overrating them. I think they'll still be one of the 5 best teams, but it'll be coming with 10, 11 wins instead of 12, 13, 14.
I'm with you, George. This is the NFL. This is what happens. Sometimes teams get better, but their record doesn't. Sometimes the inverse happens. Like, they are rated where they should be as a team. They're a great football team. They can win any different way. They win the right way by going for it on 4th down, by having a great coverage unit, by having a unique, difficult to defend offense, but they're naturally just going to come down to earth a little bit this year. That AFC North is going to be much more difficult, to your point, George. And I think regression's going to kind of be the word for the Ravens this year. They won't be able to, have 10% higher conversion rate on 4th down. Lamar's accuracy might come back down to earth a little bit after 4 years of inaccuracy in last year's awesome season. So I think the Ravens come back down to earth, but they're still an awesome team and the team to beat in the AFC North.
Guys, social media is blowing up with LeBron James. He's working out. He's playing a lot of football. There's even some rumor that back in 2011, the Dallas Cowboys had offered him a contract. So we have to ask the question, how good would LeBron James be as an NFL football player?
You're wearing the Jumpman, and I'm going to reference the greatest athlete of all time in talking about this. Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete to ever walk the face of the earth, tried to play baseball, and he wasn't very good. And the reason he wasn't very good is because it is very hard to play any sport at a professional level. You can't just pick it up. There's a lot of nuance to it. So if LeBron had played for, say, 5 years, I think he could have become a great player. And the guy that I would think about is Gronk, who over the last 5 seasons is the only tight end with over a 90 PFF grade on contested catch situations. That's the type of, LeBron is a singular athlete. You can't compare him to all the other 6'8" guys that try to play football or all the other 6'8" guys in the world, period. He is special, but there's a nuance and a technique to football that he would just have to learn. And so it would take him some time. He could become very good. He's not walking in as a Hall of Famer, though. That's ridiculous.
Some right and some wrong there, George. Give some respect to Michael Jordan for what he did. In the grand scheme of things, was he good? Was he a major league player? No, but he hit 200 in Double-A after not even picking up a bat in 10 years. That's incredible.
Yeah, sure.
Jordan did. So that's the question. Could LeBron do something at the NFL level? I think if you did actually have LeBron James, you do make him a tight end / red zone weapon. You know, to your point, the physicality in football is different. The technique is different. So I would isolate very specifically. Here's what you got to do. Go up and get the football. Go up and catch it. Be my red zone threat. And that's it. And if he's that guy, he's your number 2 tight end for 20 snaps a game, I'll figure out a way to make LeBron James into a touchdown machine.
Here's what we do know. Athletics and talent and hard work tends to always win out. And I think had he come into the National Football League at the right time, I'm not saying that he's going to do it on the plus side of 30, but had he come into the National Football League at the right time, I think he could have been a phenomenal player with a wide wingspan in terms of his catch radius. All he had to do was post up into the end zone. He's going to be productive for you. You teach him how to run some routes. I think he's Megatron. I think he's Calvin Johnson-esque. Certainly could have been a great NFL player. However, I think that window has now closed for LeBron James.
Yeah, we have to defer to Steve on this as the tall person who also played another sport. I will say this. If he had gone and played football, that's 10-part documentary series worthy.
Absolutely.
If only.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.